Hi, welcome to Dawntrail's 4th boss dungeon guide. God, that's a mouthful. Anyway, let's begin. The first boss will begin with Electro Wave. This is simply a raid wide, who would have guessed. And then the first mechanic that this boss will throw at you is enhanced mobility, and this is where things get complicated, but not too complicated. There's a really easy way to understand this. Looking at the direction that the boss is driving. In this instance, the boss is driving clockwise, and this beam is to the right. Because these are both on the same side, that means we have to get out. But let's show you another example of if you were to remain inside the arena. In this case, the boss is driving clockwise again, but this time the beam is to the left. So this time we're going to stay within the center of the arena. And that is how you deal with that mechanic. If the beam is on the same side as the boss is driving, then it's out. If it's the opposite side, then it's in. To demonstrate this better, here's another example where the boss is going counterclockwise and the beam is in the same direction. This means, again, it is out. But if the beam was to the right, the opposite direction, then it would be an in. So basically, if the beam is on the same direction that the boss is driving, it's out. If it's the opposite direction that the boss is driving, it's in. The next mechanic is Dispatch, and this will simply spawn some ads that will do rush, so just be wary of them and don't be in line with them. Then the boss will cast another Dispatch. Again, multiple ads will spawn outside of the arena, and this time they'll do aerial offense. This will place big circular AoEs that will expand, so there's a few safe spots here. You can react to this, so don't overcomplicate it too much. After that, the boss will throw another enhanced mobility at us, and then another dispatch. This time it's going to spawn another set of ads, and it's also going to give everyone spread markers. So again, same logic, just don't be in line with any of the ads and make sure you're not stacking up with each other. We'll then get another dispatch, and it'll spawn multiple ads again. These ones will do the aerial offense, so just dodge how you normally would dodge, but you'll see a second aerial offense set go out. Don't panic, just stay in the safe spot for now until the first set goes off. Then once the first set goes off, head towards the middle and you'll be safe. And then it's pretty much rinse and repeat until the boss is dead. The next boss will start with Electro Wave again, and again, this is a raid wide. And then it will cast Search and Destroy. This will spawn multiple laser turrets around the arena, and these are going to target you with line AoEs and circle AoEs. All avoidable. This is kind of just a dodge hell, so just stay on your feet and keep moving. The boss will then spawn these fences and then cast Battery Circuit. These fences will give you a paralyze if you walk through them, and this circuit is going to spin around. So the idea here is to make sure that you are spinning around with the boss and avoiding the fences as you're spinning around with the boss. So you will be required to maneuver here around the fences as you're spinning around with the boss. It's pretty simple, but there will be these circular AoEs, but don't be afraid to move through them the moment they spawn, because they do take a while to go off. The boss will then cast Rapid Thunder, and this is simply a tank buster. The boss will then cast Motion Sensor. This will spawn these laser turrets outside of the arena, doing line AoEs, and also give everyone an acceleration bomb. Acceleration bombs will explode at the end of the timer if you are caught moving at the end, so you can move until the very end. At that point, you need to press escape or sheath your weapon or whatever, but you're also going to need to dodge these line AoEs. So focus on dodging the first two sets of line AoEs first, and then once you've dodged into the last set, stay still. The boss will then spawn more fences and cast another Search and Destroy. So it's the dodge hell again, but this time you have to consider that the fences are here as well, and you don't want to dodge through the fences, otherwise you'll get paralyzed, and that will make dodging this even worse. Then the boss will use Tracking Bolt. This is simply spread markers on all players. After a few repeat mechanics, the boss will cast Heavy Blast Cannon. This is just a line group stack, and then it's pretty much rinse and repeat until the boss is dead. Our final boss, Xandor the Snake Skinner, will start off with Electrothermia. This is simply a raid wide. He'll then cast Soul Bane Saber. This is a line AoE at a random cardinal direction, which will spawn a lingering AoE which will take up that entire cardinal. So simply don't be in it. He'll then cast Saber Rush, which is a tank buster. And then he'll use another Soulbeam Saber, and this time rotate around the map using Soulbeam Saber. As he's rotating around the map, you will also rotate around the map, but make sure you're waiting on the lingering AoE to explode before moving. He'll also target the group with spread markers. There's more than enough room for multiple melee to be on the boss here, so don't be like Wook Lamont. After a few repeat mechanics and you've killed the boss, he will resurrect as this big snake and get a few new mechanics here. He'll first cast this frontal cone cleave, simply dodge this. And then he'll cast Synth Sliver, and he'll just progress through the map doing multiple cleaves. Really easy way to deal with this is just hug him and be in the opposite direction that he is facing, just like I'm doing in the footage here. He'll then cast Shade Shot, which is just a tank buster. He'll then do Sliver Bane either rear guard or foreguard. And this is just like Soulbane Saber, except that he'll do an additional cleave depending on what the cast name is. So if it's Sliverbane rear guard, then he'll do the frontal line cleave, but he'll also do a massive cleave behind his hitbox. If it's foreguard, then he'll just do another cleave where he's doing his line cleave. Just like before he turned into the snake, he'll do this 4 times and rotate around the arena. He'll then cast Screech, which is simply a raid wide, and then it's rinse and repeat until the boss is dead. And that is the 4th dungeon in Dawntrail. I hope you're enjoying the expansion so far, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.